Hi Year 3, I hope you're all okay today. First of all, a huge well done to you all for your fantastic scores in your spelling test yesterday. We can see that we're becoming much more confident with this rule and applying it to our spellings. We're going to spend one more week on this rule before we move on to our next rule. And that's to make sure that everybody in Year 3 is feeling really confident at knowing and applying this rule, not only in our spelling learning episodes, but in all of our writing in different subjects. So the rule that we've been focusing on is the Y on a root word is changed to an I on the root word before ED, ER and DST are added, but not before ING. I wonder who can remember what the name is for those groups of letters that come at the end of words, ED, ER, EST and ING. Well done, they are suffixes. So we're focusing on adding suffixes to root words that end in the letter Y. So here you can see the example of a root word, which is copy. There is no prefix or suffix in this word yet. Here we are adding the suffixes ed, er, and ing to that root word. Because we're doing that, we need to think about this rule here. So when we add ed to copy, the Y becomes an I to make copied. When we're adding er, we need to remember to change that Y in the root word to an I to make copier. But when we're adding ing, we do not need to change that Y. We just add on our suffix to make copying. Now, the reason that we usually change our Y to an I is so that we do not have a double I. We said that last week this looks a little bit strange, and that doesn't happen in most words. So there are two exceptions to this rule that we know that use the double I, and they are taxiing and skiing. And lots of you remembered that yesterday, so well done. So today we are learning to know and apply the rule for adding a suffix when the root word ends in Y. How old learning is retrieved and why, so that we can spell new words and use them in a paragraph. And today at the end of this learning episode, I'm going to show you your new spelling list, which has got different words that use this rule. So first of all, we're going to use this rule. What we need to do is create new words by applying this rule. So here you can see root words and the suffix that you need to add to it. So let's have a look at the first one together. So here you can see I've written down on my whiteboard the rule to remind myself of this rule when I'm changing my root words and adding my suffixes. So I know that when I'm adding the suffixes ed, er and est, I need to change my Y to an I, but I do not change my Y to an I when I'm adding the suffix ing. So here, my first root word and suffix is cloudy and My root word ends in a Y and I'm adding er. Now when I'm adding er, I need to change that Y to an I. So I need to remember that when I'm writing my new word. Here I'm starting to write my root word, but when I get to my Y, I need to stop. I need to change it to an I before adding my suffix er. My new word is cloudier, okay? And remember, when we add er, we are creating a word that we can compare. So for example, the weather got cloudier than before. What I want you to do now is pause the screen and create these new words in the list by applying our rule. You can do that on a piece of paper, and then when you press play again, I will show you the answers. Well done, Year 3. So let's have a look at those spellings. Here they are. So check yours, see which ones you get correct. Are there any that you've made a mistake with? See if you can identify where you've made that mistake thinking about our rule. What we're going to do now is we are going to read a paragraph and we're going to think about where these words fit into that paragraph. using the correct spellings. So here's the paragraph. You can see that there are some blank spaces, and that's where we're going to add in those new spellings that we have just spelt together. I'm going to read the paragraph first. This morning, we went to the beach on the bus. There was lots of traffic, so I was we wouldn't get there. When we finally arrived, it was the day ever, but it got a little later on. I swam in the sea and saw the jellyfish. After, I sat in the sun and my feet, and then we went and got an ice cream. It was the ice cream. It was then chocolate. Now we are back home. I am snakes and ladders with my brother, and I am to teach him the rules. So what you need to do now is you need to think about those new spellings that you have written by applying our rule, and think about where those words fit into this paragraph. Let me show you the first one. This morning we went to the beach on the bus. There was lots of traffic, so I was we wouldn't get there. Which of these words makes sense in my paragraph? Well, I know it isn't the ER or the EST words because they're used to compare. Would it make sense if it was an ING word? No, because ING are present tense words, present tense verbs. So I think it's an ED word. Dried wouldn't make sense. It must be worried. There was lots of traffic, so I was very worried we wouldn't get there. That makes sense. So the missing word here is worried. What I want you to do now is pause the screen and think about which words come where in this paragraph. And when you press play, I'll be able to show you those answers. Great job, Year 3. Let's see if you got those correct. So here are your answers. Did you choose the right words? I'm sure you did. Remember, if you've made a mistake, that's okay. Think about how you made that mistake and how can you learn from it. Okay, super work. Now, just to finish our spelling learning episode today, I just want to show you our new spelling list, which will be tested next Monday, the 8th of March, when we are all together in school. You can see that we've got some new example 8 spellings here, still applying our rule. Our forget-me-not 4 includes a homophone, some words with prefixes, and then another rule here where we're adding suffixes. Our exceptions have stayed the same. So make sure that you're really practicing these spellings ready for our spelling test next week. Tomorrow, we are going to be creating our own sentences and paragraphs using our spelling list words. Okay, great job, Year 3. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.